Hello adventurers! Do you want to learn how you can control the power outlet at the back of your Jeep if you want to keep it on at all time, or if you just want to switch it off the minute you switch off your Jeep? Then this video is for you, so sit back, relax and enjoy this video with Bu Zayed. Hello adventurers and welcome to another video with Bu Zayed. Today I'll explain to you how you can avoid draining your Jeep battery by controlling the power outlet at the back of your Jeep. There are two options for this power outlet. First option, it will be hot at all time, which means it will still supply power even if the car is switched off. The second option is it will only supply power when the car is running. So to do that and to basically show you the two options, I have plugged in a phone charger which have a blue and red LED at the back here at the outlet, so you can see once the power is there. And let's jump in now to the fuse box to see what to do. Okay, first thing, we need to go to the fuse box and identify the fuse M7. Now if you look at the fuse box, this is fuse M7 over here. Now the position, where is it right now, which comes from the manufacturer, is position number 1, which means the outlet at the back of the Jeep will stay hot at all time and it will supply power at all time. Now let's go inside the car and test the power outlet in this position. Okay, so now we're at position number 1 and I have two cameras. So one camera will be showing you the dashboard, because that's when we're going to know once the total power is off from the Jeep, and the other camera is pointed at the power outlet at the back, so you can see if it goes off or not. Now the position that we have right now is the always hot position, which means the power should not go off once we switch off the car. So let's give it a try right now. So I'll switch off the car. Here's the key is out. Once we do that, the Jeep actually takes a little bit time before it totally cut the power of the systems. So you can see the dashboard lights still on, the also the time is still on here as well. So let's just wait for it and see once the time actually, or the power goes out of the Jeep. Now we can see if the power outlet at the back of the Jeep will also cut the power or not. So let's just give it a little bit of time and it will go away. Here we go, it's off from here, off. You can see the time over here, but the power outlet is still on at the back, which means that it will continue supplying the power even if you switch off your Jeep. Now let's come to the second position for the fuse. If we want to cut the power of the power outlet at the back of the Jeep once we switch off the car, so take the fuse removal tool here and grab the fuse, take it out. Now you will see the fuse was here. If you just remove it one cavity to the right and just place it over here, then you have moved to the second position. So this is position number 2. If you remove it again back one cavity, then you change to position number 1. So now let's go back to the car and test the outlet again to see if the power will go off once we switch off the Jeep. Okay, now we'll do the same experiment like what we did with the position number 1, but now with position number 2. And again, I have the other camera is facing the power outlet, and this camera will be facing the dashboard of the Jeep to know exactly once the power goes off. So let's switch off the power. Here we go, power switched off, key with me, and we'll keep monitoring the dashboard to see once the power goes off of the Jeep, and we'll have a look at the power outlet at the back of the Jeep to see if the position number 2 works and the power goes off of the power outlet at the back of your Jeep. So let's just give it some time to see once the power goes out, and then we'll see if the experiment works or not. There we go, and any moment now, there we go, power goes out, and the power of the outlet at the back of the Jeep also goes off. So experiment works. So let me explain to you now what to do if you drained your car battery. So now we have seen what happens once you move the fuse from position 1 or position 2, what happens to the power at the back of your Jeep. Now let's say you have decided to keep the power at the back of your Jeep hot and supply power at all time. So just be careful not to drain your battery. Now if you want to use it to charge your battery, let's say if you're sitting in a camp with your friends or just for a barbecue for a couple of hours or overnight, that shouldn't be a problem. But then if you want to plug in a bigger device, something like a cooler or a fridge, then it will drain your battery faster if it stays for a longer time. So just be careful. Now if, for example, that happens and if you don't want to worry much about, just draining your battery, then there are a couple of options for you. Now the option that I go with is, and which I think is the cheaper one, is to have a jumper battery with me. And everyone actually who's an off-roader should have a jumper battery in their car at all time, which will help you basically to jump start your car, to charge your batteries, and some of them might have also a torch, so it's nice to actually have some light as well. So this option is the cheaper option out of them all. Now the second option is to have a second battery in your car, which is the more expensive option. But it depends on your budget and your needs. You can have a second battery as well to power on your auxiliary equipment, something like a compressor, your auxiliary lights, your fridge, so on. The third option, which is basically just to have a voltmeter in your car plugged in, so you can monitor the volt of your battery. Now if it reaches 11.2, then you need to unplug any devices in your car, because if it goes lower than that, then you will have difficulty starting your Jeep. So that's all I have for today for you. I hope that you have enjoyed this video and learned something new, and please don't forget to like and subscribe, and write in the comment below, what do you use the rear power outlet in your Jeep for? This is Bu Zayed. See you on the next adventure. Over and out.